What's up viewers? Today I'll be showing you what build I used to gain 1800 rating in the Blade and Soul preseason as a destroyer. So first of all, this is my general spec. This is where I start and I tweak it a bit depending on what I face. So starting from the top left corner we have 2 points in Gust. You spec 2 points in this to get out of grips and grabs. Great against blade dancers or destroyers. On the same button next we have Hurricane. I expect 2 points into this and you go the parry tree. This is great against avoiding other people's stuns or avoiding damage overall. This is your spammable tab spell. You use it all the time to get away from damage. And I expect 2 points into this. On the next button we have F. On the first one is Grab. I expect 2 points into this, which is not mandatory, but I always get a bit focus start, so the second point helps a lot. It gives you more focus when you grab someone. However, I would recommend speccing into the first one because it increases your grip from 4 to 6 seconds, and this could be a savior. It gives you cooldowns to recovery and etc. So 1 point at least, but 2 is nice. Second ability on F is the knee. Great ability here. You go for the right one. You go through a lot of blocks. For example, Destroy's Big Shield. I would recommend this. Moving over to your number 1 key abilities, we have only one, which is Blitz. I spec, this is a bit tweaky what you spec into. Sometimes you have to spec into the longer stun, but sometimes you want the pull instead of the stun when you face destroyers, for example, because it pierces their hurricane and you can get a cheeky grip in if you use it with the daze over the stun. But if you face, let's say, a summoner, you want the longer stun because it makes it easier to face that. So this is where I could say you could tweak it a bit depending on what you want to use it for. But I would say the stun overall, but when you face such as destroyers, maybe blade dancer, go for the pull and daze, which is the right one. Now moving over to the number 2 key, which we have our charge ability. Here spec into 3 points. The second point makes you charge longer and faster, but the third point makes you immune to damage and status effects while you are dashing. So it could be a counter if someone wants to do something to you, but it also makes it a lot more nicer for yourself. I would say it's a nice bonus. So 3 points into this is what I would recommend. Next we have our 3 and 4 button, which I don't even spec into. Ember Stomp, I don't like. Axe Sweep, I played with a bit before. You go for the 4 points into upwards block, which makes it be able to combo with a pile diver. So every time you knock someone down you can launch them into the air, which could make a combo. However, I don't find this useful. You get so few opportunities that it's not worth it, so I don't spec into this. Next up is our left mouse button. Here it's a bit funky. I would assume most people don't do what I do here. I have no points into your main left mouse button ability. I don't use this very often. You mostly use it for the fast animation cancellings, but speccing into this is, I don't find it useful. However, what you should spec into on this tree is your Wrath ability. This makes it available after a power slam or when you do your Fury. Your Fury is your main burst when you want to get free damage onto someone and you have them in a stun lock, for etc. This makes it way more damage than it should be, so this is very important to spec into. Moving on to our right mouse button. Here we have our main cleave ability. I spec into 4 points of this. The fourth one is not mandatory, but I like the healing you get a bit from it. It's not much, it's a bit. It also gives you a bit more damage on it. And this is used for when you have no burst except only your mouse buttons to use for the fast animation cancellings. This makes it a lot easier to do the animation cancelling. 4 points is what I would prefer here. Moving on to our Q ability, some people call it spin to win, which I don't actually use that much. I use it more as a fake, because most people play it when you're a resist to all damage, which I don't. I only have 1 point to this, which makes it a bit fast while using it, so you could scare people. However, if you would face a summoner, I would take out some skills otherwise and put into the stun, because you could actually get a super long stun on the summoners. Pro tip. But 1 point here is what I recommend in the general aspect of the build, and that's what you should go for. Moving on to E. 4 points into E, makes you very offensive build. This is the core of it. 4 points here makes you do a lot more damage, you cover more focus, and you're immune to damage for a few seconds, not for the whole duration. Also the duration is 6 seconds over just 4 seconds. So 4 points here is what I recommend. The S key. Here we have our defensive backward sleeping. I actually don't spec into this either. You can, but I don't, not for this spec. So no points into the backward sleep, it's fine as it is. And then we have our set. Our set, I spec into the actual do the kick and not the drag. Most people go for the drag, which you can do. I don't, I go for the body kick. This is very useful because it can, if you use it while someone is using their defensive skills and you manage to get the kick in, they cannot use defensive skills for 5 seconds, because this is the opportunity where you can actually get in a long ass stun chain. So you go for 3 points here. This is what I do. It's a bit funky build, but this is what I recommend. Followed by the X key, no points here. Z key, no points here. The V key, I have 2 points into the stone shield. The first point just to make it available. The second point is for the 2-second stun when you use the shield. I can give you an extra stun, I like it, 2 points here. These are all the skill points I use. I will upload a bit more showing you how I tweak the skills a bit depending what class I face. I will also show you how I play against each class, but for now this is a spec I use. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe and follow, hit a like, would appreciate it. Otherwise, have a great day.